All right, buckle up, because today we're taking a really deep dive into some truly fascinating accounts, stories that shed light on karma.
Hmm.
We've got this unique case study here, basically a compilation of personal stories, spiritual insights, and they offer a rare glimpse into the why behind life's twists and turns.
Yeah, things like miraculous recoveries, but also, puzzling ailments.
Exactly. It's all about understanding those intricate threads, the ones connecting our actions to our experiences.
Indeed. And what's really fascinating, I think, is how these narratives, drawn from our source today, let us explore the nuances of cause and effect.
Even when the link isn't obvious at first glance.
Especially then, we're looking at specific people, a really devoted police officer, a generous aunt, a family deeply involved in a spiritual tradition.
And we're examining their lives through this lens of dharmic law.
Precisely.
Think of this as your shortcut, maybe, to understanding the deeper currents flowing beneath everyday events. Our mission today is simple. Unpack these stories, pull out the key nuggets about karma.
And figure out what these insights mean for you.
Okay, let's start with this policeman story. It's pretty incredible. It begins quite dramatically.
Very much so.
Picture this. A school fire. Total chaos. He's there doing his job, and suddenly he gets hit square in the face by a high-pressure fire hose.
Oof. That sounds intense.
It was severe bleeding from both eyes. He just collapsed, couldn't open his eyes at all, instantly blinded.
Wow. And that immediate, intense suffering. That's really where the story kicks off, isn't it? It sets the stage for a major turning point.
Totally. So while he's in the ambulance, eyes still shut tight, he has this extraordinary vision.
A vision, while blind.
Yeah. He sees a solid gold monk statue. And right there, in that moment of complete darkness, he makes a vow, a promise.
What did he vow?
He said if his sight was saved, he would ordain, become a novice monk at Wafra Dhammakaya.
That's quite a commitment made under extreme circumstances. And what happened with his eyes?
Well, the doctors were frankly astonished. His corneas, completely untouched.
Really?
Yeah.
After a direct hit like that?
Yeah. It was only the surrounding tissue in both eyes that was torn. He recovered incredibly quickly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And did he follow through on his vow?
He did. True to his word, he ordained as a novice. Which, of course, makes you wonder what forces were actually at play to save his sight like that.
Exactly. It begs the question.
And here's where it gets really, really interesting. He later found out the golden monk he saw, that was Luang Pu Sod.
Ah, the founder of the Dhammakaya tradition.
Yeah.
A highly revered figure.
Right, and get this. His daughter was born on October 10th, 2541. That date coincided with something called a Tewan Kawiu, or crystal sun miracle.
Okay.
And that same date, October 10th, also happens to be Luang Pu Wat Paknam's birthday. That's Luang Pu Sod. It was even reported in the Tyrath newspaper back then.
Wow, that's quite a convergence of events. The vision, the birth date, the miracle. It really suggests some powerful karmic currents are flowing here.
Definitely points to a deep connection, doesn't it? So the big question then becomes, what's the karma behind both the near-blindness and the miraculous recovery?
And the explanation provided is incredibly specific.
It really is. For the near-blindness, it points back to a past life. He was a boxer.
Boxer.
Yeah, and apparently in his fights, he frequently aimed for his opponent's eyes, causing them injury.
Ouch. So a direct link between the past action and the present consequence.
Exactly. Now, the source does add that he fought in practice, not with intent to kill, and he always apologized afterwards. But still, that karmic seed was planted.
And that's fascinating, isn't it? How specific past actions, even with, let's say, mitigating intentions like just practicing or apologizing, can still manifest later on. It doesn't erase the seed.
But maybe it softens the blow, allows for other factors to come out.
That seems to be the implication. Because the good news, the reason his sight was saved, also has a karmic explanation.
Right. Accumulated merit, good deeds from past lives.
Specifically, two things are mentioned. Lighting lamps to worship the triple gem, the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha.
A common merit-making practice.
And also having done a short-term ordination in a previous life.
So those positive actions counteracted the negative seed from the boxing.
It seems so. And his ability to see Luang Pu Sod in that vision, even though he didn't consciously know him then.
What about that?
That points to really deep-seated karmic ties. The idea is he'd been making merit within Luang Pu's lineage across many, many lifetimes.
So it wasn't random. It highlights the power of sticking with a spiritual path over time.
Absolutely. Sustained practice, sustained connection, these things build powerful karmic momentum.
Now, this police officer, he sounds like a genuinely good guy in this life. Doesn't gamble, smoke, or drink. devoted to making merit.
An ideal man, as the source describes him.
But he has this deep concern, this kind of ethical dilemma about his job.
Ah, yes. The karma of, well, arresting and potentially harming criminals as part of his police duties.
Which is a really relevant question, right? How do you do a necessary job like that, one that involves confrontation and upholding the law, without racking up negative karma?
It's a critical point, and the teachings offer some pretty clear guidance.
What's the key then?
The key is to act purely out of duty, not out of negative emotions like anger or greed or delusion.
So avoid things like torturing suspects to get confessions.
Yeah.
Or extorting money.
Exactly. And also avoiding the influence of the four biases, that's love, hatred, delusion, or fear. Letting those cloud your judgment when making arrests or decisions.
If you operate strictly from duty, minimizing those negative states.
The karmic impact is significantly reduced. You're acting for the sake of societal order, not personal gain or animosity.
But I suppose even with the best intentions, arresting someone might still create some negative feeling, some enmity.
That's acknowledged, yes. There's always a risk. So the solution proposed is quite comprehensive.
Which is?
Keep accumulating all forms of merit generosity, keeping precepts, meditation, and consciously dedicate that merit.
Dedicated to whom?
To everyone he has to, well, harm or arrest in the line of duty for the peace of society. The idea is this lightens any heavy karma and can even resolve minor karmic debts.
And are there positive consequences, too, from doing the job ethically?
Oh, definitely. Beyond just reducing the negative, performing his duty well earns him love and respect. And there's even a fascinating point about his own property being protected from harm.
Huh. How does that work?
It's likened to helping put out a fire in the village. You might get a little scraped or singed yourself in the process.
Right, some minor consequence.
But because you save the whole community, your own house is also safe from the fire. It connects your actions to the collective well-being.
That's a great analogy.
It is. But there's a deeper layer, too. The insight is that karma is just so subtle that even acts done purely for the public good, like his policing, might still carry some tiny consequence, a trace.
Even if the intention is totally pure.
It seems so. It's not about punishment, just the intricate law of action and reaction. Like a surgeon making an incision to save a life, the act is necessary and good, but the body still experiences the cut.
Wow. It really emphasizes the complexity of it all. And the ultimate goal being, what? Purification.
Exactly. Moving beyond even these subtle entanglements.
Okay, let's shift gears now. Let's talk about the aunt in this case study. She presents a bit of a paradox.
She does. On one hand, she's described very positively.
Right. Generous, kind, helps out relatives, follows traditional merit-making practices. Seems like a good person.
But there's another side. A serious passion, actually.
Yeah, a problematic one. Betting on fighting fish and raising fighting cocks. She even puts down small bets herself.
That contrast really highlights how people can have these, well, diverse aspects to their character and how seemingly minor hobbies, or what some might see as minor, can have pretty significant karmic weight.
She even tried to open a fighting fish betting place back in '94.
She did. Fortunately, the source says it failed quickly. Perhaps that saved her from accumulating much, much worse karma. A small mercy, maybe.
But the activities continued, and then starting in 1999, when she was 61, she developed some really alarming symptoms.
Yes, quite disturbing ones.
Difficulty speaking, making these odd, chicken-like sounds.
Constantly trembling jaw, too, grinding teeth.
And severe, frequent pain in her stomach and intestines, just constant agony.
And the doctors?
Completely stumped. They can't find any physical cause. She's had several near-death experiences because of this, and now she's 67, still doing the fish and cockfighting stuff.
So these severe, medically unexplainable symptoms, how are they explained through the karmic lens?
It's presented as a direct result of her actions. The torturing of animals, cheering on these fights, taking delight in their suffering, specifically the fish and the cocks.
And the fact doctors can't find the cause. That's attributed to the karma itself.
Yeah, that's a really striking idea here. The karma is actually obscuring the cause from the doctors, like an invisible barrier preventing diagnosis.
So it suggests some illnesses might have roots that conventional medicine just can't access or perceive because the root is karmic.
Exactly. So what's the path to healing for her, according to this?
Well, first and foremost, immediate and complete cessation. She has to stop all animal fighting activities right away.
Okay, stop the cause. Then what?
Then, active merit making. The whole package. Generosity, morality, meditation, but also, specifically, releasing animals.
Like freeing caged birds or fish meant for food?
Precisely. And crucially, dedicating the merit from all these actions specifically to the animals she harmed through the fighting and bedding.
That dedication seems really important for redirecting the energy.
It's presented as essential for addressing this specific type of karmic debt.
Now, the consequences mentioned for this kind of activity, they sound incredibly severe, especially regarding future lives.
They are. The teaching is that even just participating, cheering, betting small amounts, it leads to a defiled mind. And that state of mind determines rebirth, often in the lower realms, realms of suffering.
But it gets even worse if you're not just a participant, but the owner of, say, a cockfighting ring or a fish betting place.
Oh, absolutely. The karma for an owner is described as far, far more severe and prolonged. The consequences depicted are graphic and intense.
Where did they supposedly end up?
In what are called the Great Hells, specifically Cum 1 or Cum 6, which are linked in these texts to gambling and cruelty towards animals.
And these aren't just vague descriptions of suffering, are they?
No, they're incredibly detailed. The texts describe the person being transformed, reborn in hell, as a kind of hybrid creature, half human, half fighting fish, or half chicken.
That's vivid.
And then they're tormented by beings called nibbles. These are hell guards, who are themselves manifestations of karma, transformed into monstrous fighting fish or cocks, but with sharp iron teeth.
And these nibbles attack them.
Relentlessly, they attack and torture the hell being to death over and over again for an immensely long time. Agony repeated endlessly.
And it doesn't end there.
No. After enduring that specific hell, the suffering continues through various sub-hells, other lower realms, until eventually, after potentially eons, they might be reborn as an animal.
As a fighting fish or cock.
Exactly. Destined to be fought and suffer, just as they forced others to fight and suffer when they were human. And for an owner, this cycle of suffering is dramatically extended. It's a stark, terrifying reflection of the actions.
Truly sobering. Okay, let's move to the final part of this study. The family, specifically the mother and daughter. The daughter sounds quite special.
She does seem to have an auspicious start.
Born on that significant date, October 10th, 2541. Her mother apparently had 0 morning sickness, 0 labor pain during the pregnancy.
Which is attributed directly to the child's own merit, right?
Sure.
From previous lives.
Yes. Though there was a complication, doctors worried the baby was dry, the water broke, so they did a C-section. But now, at age 7, she's described as loving Dhamma, giving blessings, even leading prayers at school.
A very spiritually inclined child. And the mother hopes she'll become a Ubasika, a dedicated laywoman, later on.
Yeah. Is that likely?
The source says it's certainly possible if she's nurtured well on that path. Her innate qualities are strong.
Now, the mother has her own karmic background discussed. She used to be a lottery ticket vendor, made good money, but quit later.
Ah, yes. The karma associated with selling lottery tickets.
What's the take on that? Is it considered negative?
It's subtle. The issue isn't necessarily the act itself, but what it fosters. Delusion. People are drawn by a tiny chance of winning, but the vast majority lose.
So the wealth is generated from that hope, which is mostly unfulfilled.
Exactly. And the teaching is that wealth acquired this way is considered inherently flawed or unstable. The karmic consequence is that the person's own property then becomes susceptible to loss.
How might that loss manifest?
Various ways: theft, maybe damage from fire or flood, unexpected large expenses. It mirrors the instability created for others through the gambling aspect.
So it's not judging her character, but analyzing the energetic quality of the income?
Precisely. It's about the nature of the transaction and its reliance on delusion.
What's the advice for her then, having quit that job?
Simple, really. Let go of the past. Don't dwell on it. Focus entirely on accumulating all kinds of merit now. Generosity, morality, meditation. Consistent positive action is the key.
Okay. Now, the mother also has some persistent health issues. For 6 years, she's had back pain, this thing called wind rising.
Often described as, maybe like gas, bloating, a feeling of internal pressure or imbalance.
And frequent dizziness. What's the karmic link there?
This is connected to karma from killing animals for food in the past.
Ah, so actions related to taking life leading to physical suffering, particularly digestive or internal issues.
That's the connection made. And the practical advice given alongside the spiritual is quite sensible. Manage weight, choose foods that are easy to digest, and practice moderation in eating, addressing both the physical and karmic dimensions.
And finally, zooming out, there's a point made about the whole family, husband, wife, daughter.
Yes. They've apparently been followers of this Dhammakaya tradition for Many lifetimes.
So this isn't their first encounter with these teachings or this lineage.
It's not at all. It underscores a deep-rooted, continuous spiritual journey together. A strong karmic bond within this specific path.
And their shared goal or aspiration.
To keep accumulating all possible merit together and to aspire towards rebirth in what's called the special merit circle of Dusitpuri.
Which is?
Understood as a high heavenly realm, a sort of pure land where virtuous beings continue their spiritual practice in a highly supportive environment, progressing towards enlightenment. It's aiming for the next positive step on their long journey.
Okay, that was a really deep dive. We've covered a lot: miraculous healing, tricky ethics and professions, the really stark consequences of seemingly small habits.
It's quite a journey through these lives.
Yeah, and it really makes you think karma isn't just some simple tit-for-tat ledger book, is it?
Not at all. It's this incredibly intricate weaving. Cause, effect, intention, past lives, present actions. They all play such a precise role.
It's complex.
Deeply complex. And these stories, these case studies, they really hammer home that understanding this stuff is valuable, but applying it, that's where the real power lies.
Seeing how actions ripple outwards.
Exactly. Seeing how every action, positive or negative, shapes our future experiences. And how consciously making merit, living ethically, meditating, how that can genuinely lessen suffering and build well-being. It's about the precision of it all.
So, the final thought for everyone listening. What does this mean for you? We've seen how karma seems to work with such incredible detail, influencing everything from health to visions to professional ethics. Considering this intricate dance of cause and effect, this precision, what aspect of your own daily life, maybe something you haven't paid much attention to, might be quietly shaping your future in ways you've never really stopped to consider?